There is no way that Beast is playing Duck Hunt. I was about to say Kevorkian. Don't scare me like that. But yeah, this is the familiar Zard of Beast going up against a whole new different kind of a monster, the Duck Hunt of CaKe.
This is a familiar, and Beast a familiar player to your region, being Philly, just one of. So tell me a bit about it.
Yeah. But first of all, he's Allentown, not Philly. I'm going to make that distinction till the day I die. But yeah, ranked as highly as number 4 on Philadelphia's PR, a regular in the Hatboro Weeklies, obviously. And oh my gosh, yeah, talk about familiar. That back air on Wi-Fi's Beast has gotten a few paydays off of that thing. And CaKe, this is one of those things he's going to have to deal with, because when you get into these loser rounds, especially this deep in the tournament, you're going to come up against some killers, and Beast, capital K killer, in the form of this Charizard.
Yeah, no, this is not a Charizard to sleep on. I just want you to imagine, this Charizard has been putting in so much work. And this is a character that people don't deem that good out of the 3 Pokemon.
Oh my gosh. The Flare Blitz really trying to send a message to this Duck Hunt. I mean, after playing Sparky enough, you start to get angry at that dog. So I get that rationale behind that move, but gonna cost him a stock, unfortunately. And while Beast does still have the lead and is piling on the damage, you just don't want to open up any areas of opportunity for the Duck Hunt to establish the walling game, because we've seen Zane perform quite well in these brackets in the past, and you got to think that CaKe wants to look at someone like Zane, and certainly the other established Duck Hunt, certainly Raito, as inspiration for their gameplay.
Yeah, no, definitely. Raito's definitely the biggest name right there. And, just taking it with the Flare Blitz. And people like, I believe, New York Zane, spelled a bit differently from the one we played before. And other characters.
Z-A-N-E, yes.
Yeah. And catching him a bit before it. And Ozone, just other prominent Duck Hunt names, is able to just express how good this character is. Though not a lot of people play them, you're able to see how good they are.
And this is interesting that we're seeing from Beast, because they're going Squirtle, which is something that we just do not see them do all that often. Occasionally offline, almost never on. And it kind of makes sense, because you want to close down space and nullify the advantage that Duck Hunt has. They're gonna land the dare. I don't think the recovery is gonna be good enough, but just as I say that, the directional air dodge is enough to let CaKe get back to ledge, not before accumulating triple digits though.
Yeah, no, CaKe took a lot of damage on them, but we're seeing the chain of disc just taking back the lead. Beast is at 111.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Trying to make this work, but it was simply not meant to be. That's going to be game number 1. Going to the pride of the BAE No Pause Tournaments Beast, who, again, we have seen just how good Charizard can be, and it was a result of Beast's doing. The solo Zard main almost, and known just as much for their attitudinal play. Player 4, Beast, it's more than just a moniker. It's a mindset.
Yeah, you can say that twice.
I mean, I can, but I'll choose not to. So, but it really just drives the point home, doesn't it? CaKe, I mean, they're in for a challenge, and they've proven that they're up for it. You know, that was a pretty close game number 1, as we're going right to Pokemon Stadium for game number 2. Yeah.
If I were to say, they had control for a good most part. Just as Beast was able to get the key hits that he wanted and just able to push his advantage. And now this is looking a bit tougher for CaKe, because he's just in the corner as he managed to get the reversal there.
Yeah, I mean, Beast is playing dumb aggressive right now, and it's showing, but also it's bearing fruit, so you can't really judge him, can you?
Yeah, no, this is how Beast wants to play the game. He just wants to be aggressive in your face, and he just doesn't want to play what he, quote-unquote, says is lame.
absolutely right about that. And Beast has never been... Campy is not something that I would describe Beast's playstyle as. This is someone who made their name in Smash 4, and at least in the later days, as a Fox. And we've seen the Mario come out from them, at least a little bit in Ultimate, but primarily in Smash 4, we saw them going solo Zard. The fights with Dan the Man were always fun, who's now an Incineroar, so definitely the Fire Pokemon connection being made there. But now Beast establishing themselves as the King Lizard on Wi-Fi, but CaKe says, we don't recognize cold-blooded creatures here, fire or otherwise. Beast proving, maybe they should with the help of Ivysaur.
Yeah, no, catching him with the jump up, a lot of players like to use that as a escape, option. Beast just knowing that you securing the stock with Ivy up air. But now just back to with the zoning wall, with trying to get the zoning wall with Zard, and I just don't agree with it because he has access with the other two Pokemon. We know he's proficient with the other two, and he has used Squirtle in the previous game to get this damage and get by, then switch to Zard to take the stock. So I don't agree with the stay on, but now that he's at 126, I feel like he has no other choice.
You know, I'm inclined to agree, Player 4, but at the same time, he just doesn't like using Squirtle unless he absolutely has to. And that's just the kind of player that he is. Beast having to go through so many players just to get here. I mean, this top 64 alone, going through Sensei, Cyanide, and Death Spade, that's already quite the clip. But also a 2-0 win over Rocking Hopper, who themselves is a Duck Hunt. This isn't even the first Duck Hunt dog that they've faced in this losers run. And yeah, I would imagine that they're quite sick of this. Certainly proving so right now, as they might be just a little bit angry at what CaKe has been able to get off at their expense.
Yeah, no, this definitely aggravating matchup, to put it kindly, for Charizard.
Yeah, and the fact that Beast might be kicking himself, losing before top 64 started for a winner's side qualifier, wound up losing to an individual named Furf, who is a Sonic and Wario. Furf wound up going out of this tournament, I believe. And I'll look up the place later. Right now, we've got a match going on. And Beast at triple digits. CaKe trying to close this one out. Could be well on the way of doing so. And I can't imagine Beast is going to be all too happy about losing in a second game on Pokemon Stadium.
No, definitely not something to be excited for. But I don't even know, like, if Beast loses, I don't even know what, like, stage they will counterpick. Okay, staying alive.
For the record, wound up losing to Codex, who was qualified for top 8. CaKe is going to try to take Beast out of this tournament in game number 3. They're allowed to do that as a result of that victory. That seemed like it was CaKe from pillar to post. So now, going to be a decisive game number 3. Beast has the benefit of the counter pick. What are you seeing here from the Allentown man?
I'm actually, I feel like Beast is a bit stubborn, so I'm probably going to see the run back with just adjustments in play.
Makes sense. So what is it? Are you expecting Beast to try to dial things back? I mean, perhaps that's the sort of thing you need to do, especially if you win. You're going to have to go up against Joe Pone, the Pikachu. So maybe taking this time to assess your options a little bit more and try not to run into Duck Hunt's campier options. Maybe that suits them well here.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot more, not a lot more Squirtle or a lot more Ivy, because Beast elected to stay with Zard for a majority of it. It looks like we're probably going to have a stage switch. So if it is going to be stage switch, probably small battlefield, because that seems to be the comfort stage that a lot of these players have been going to.
So CaKe, this duck hunt, who is also from Ontario, Canada, quite the Canadian presence in this bracket.
Yeah,
Really, you could just say up north since Codex is from Alaska, qualifying for top 8. But nevertheless, trying to freeze out the flame of this Zard, and we'll be looking to do so right back on PS2 for this decisive game number 3.
yeah, and great job of just DIing down and grabbing the ledge right there, because Beast would have gotten the jab follow up leading into a dare if you like lost your jump, and that would have been spelled bad news for CaKe right there. But now CaKe is able to establish his game plan with the wall of projectiles between Discus, a gunman, and Can that just does massive damage mentally and physically to your character, to you and your character.
Nair is going to at least get the Can off of the stage, and yeah, this is about what you have to do if you're Beast. You need to press buttons, but you're gonna do it right in the face with the Flare Blitz. Yeah, you thought he was just kicking the can down the road. No, that is a whole David Akers boot through the uprights, more or less. But no points on the board just yet for Beast, as they're going to be looking to take a stock off of this Duck Hunt dog, and that's going to be through this wall that CaKe is trying to build up to stave off the Wizard.
Yeah, no. Definitely this wall has been a problem. And good job of Beast just blowing up the can right there and using his fair to catch a bad projectile push from CaKe. And I do like the luxury that he's using to use a bit more Flare Blitz. Okay, living right there. But yeah, using a bit more Flare Blitz just to get rid of Can and catch bad rolls from CaKe. Because he's at 195. It doesn't matter if he gets more damage now. He should be dead.
Yeah, and that's going to make CaKe utilize those more defensive options as well, because if you think that you're safe just rolling, you've got another thing coming, because Flare Blitz is going to cover 2/3 of the stage, and if you're caught in the middle of it, you are dead. CaKe is going to finally take that stock at 206%. I think if you're CaKe, you want to be taking the stocks a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, just a bit earlier.
I mean, yeah, we can sit here and criticize, but that's just my assessment.
206 is definitely a problem here if you're CaKe. You're looking like what people say Sheik is, and that F smash is reading the roll. CaKe has been rolling a lot, and Beast has caught on and is now taking advantage.
But that's the thing that's the really underrated part of Beast's game, is that we talk a whole lot about the Zard and how it's the best on Wi-Fi, but really gets so much mileage out of Ivysaur and really gets so many kills just off of these raw F smash reads when they're trying to get people rolling in at ledge, or indeed just on the neutral get-ups. So good with that, and we've seen it hit so consistently throughout these tournaments. Lands like 4 or 5 of them per tournament. So much mileage gotten out of it, and really one of the best out there doing it. And CaKe struggling to kill this Zard so heavy and so fearsome, sitting at 183%. CaKe needs to take this stock yesterday if they want a chance. Oh, but they do get it.
Yes,
this is doable for CaKe.
Yeah, no, this is just one good string. We saw this string that brought Beast all the way up to 110 before. We can see something similar to that. But Beast using back throw to throw CaKe off ledge, up smash on the get up attack, and that will seal the deal.
Oh, and CaKe, you saw that they were trying to DI into the corner, but it was simply not meant to be.